people are always wanting to know, what is the best way to learn math? How do I learn topology? How do I learn number theory? How do I learn physics? So in this video, I'm going to give you 4 steps that you can use to learn any math subject or any subject at all, really. You can apply this to anything. You can learn anything if you follow these 4 steps. And let's just get right to it. The first step is to decide what you want to learn. And you might say, well, that's a really easy step. There's all kinds of things I want to learn. Yes, that's true. If I take myself, there's all kinds of things I want to learn. But the trick is, you have to have a reason for learning it. You know, I would love to know more nuclear physics, but I don't have a reason to learn it, a strong enough reason. The reality is, learning anything is going to take time, it's going to take energy, and you only have 24 hours in a day, and during that time, you only have so much energy. So you have to really want to learn whatever it is you're trying to learn. You have to actually want it. So when you're trying to decide what to learn, think about why you want to learn it. And you have to have a good reason. And that reason has to be personal. As a concrete example, if you're a math major in college, then obviously learning math is a good thing, and that's a good enough reason. If you are studying to be an engineer and you want to learn calculus, that's a good reason, because you have to learn calculus in order to get an engineering degree. If you want to learn to code in Python because you want to get a job as a programmer, that's a good reason, right? So you have to have a good reason, and that reason is going to help you, because there will be days where you don't want to work on your subject and you're going to feel unmotivated, you're going to feel tired, you're going to make excuses. It's normal. It's not because you're weak, it's because you're normal. You're a human being. And so you need to have those reasons. So step one is to decide what you want to learn and have a solid reason for learning it. And the sad reality is, and this is going to sound terrible, but if you don't have a good reason, like, you probably won't follow through, especially with hard things like mathematics or physics, anything hard. If you don't have a good reason for doing it, you're probably not going to do it. Anything in life that's hard, if you're trying to do anything, if you don't have a good reason for doing it, you're probably going to quit. So decide what you want to learn and find your reason. I wrote down the list. I have it here. Step 2, decide if you're going to use books or courses or both. Okay? So you can use both. Courses are the easiest way. Like, going to college and taking a course is the easiest way to learn anything. I mean, self-study is great, but it helps when you have a lot of help, like an actual course. It gives you structure. But let's pretend you're not doing that. Let's pretend that you're learning on your own for the sake of this video. So you've got 2 choices: books, courses, or both, right? My advice is go with both. There's plenty of online courses you can buy from plenty of websites. I have a ton of online courses in mathematics, calculus, algebra, trigonometry, differential equations. Go to my website, mathsourcer.com, link in the description. But there's other websites that have courses, and there's other courses for different subjects. Courses are worth it. Even if you don't use the courses, courses are so cheap. Most courses on the internet are under $20. Like mine are all under $20, right? So most courses are cheap. You buy it, you have it forever. Even if you only use it once, it's probably worth it. So I do recommend courses. I also recommend books. I honestly think that books can be better than courses, because courses are electronic, right? You're paying for something online that you can access, and that's great. And for example, my courses are better than my books, right? So you get more knowledge in my courses. They're full college level courses. Whereas my books, they're like workbooks, they're not as comprehensive. But books you have forever. Also with mathematics, when you're sitting down and you're working, if you have to look up at the screen, there's a disconnect, right? So with books, you can look at the book and then you can write stuff down. That makes a difference, right? So I say go with both. books and courses. Okay, if you want math books, I have math books, link in the description. So I say go with both books and courses. Now, what book to get, that's another video, right? But there's all kinds of books and all kinds of choices out there. So do both. That's my advice, books and courses. That's step 2, right? Get your supplies. Also get some pencils, get some paper. If you're doing math, get good pencils. I use these. These are Ticonderoga pencils. Awesome. I mean, I think they're solid. The lead doesn't break. Get some good paper. I use printer paper. I don't use paper with lines. I used to have a friend in grad school who was really smart, and he didn't use paper with lines. And so I thought, wow, he's really smart. Maybe I should start doing what he does. And ever since then, I've been hooked. I use paper with no lines. No lines. No restrictions. Step 3. Here's the key part. Allocate time each day. Okay, so in the morning, I'm just going to say it, in the morning. You can pick a different time, but I think in the morning is the best time because you can wake up, you can do a little bit of exercise if you have time, maybe 10, 15 minutes, whatever you do to wake up. Have some water. If you drink coffee, drink coffee. Get to work every single day and do at least 15 minutes something, right? Do something every day. 30 minutes is better, but if you can't do 30 minutes of your study time in the morning, that's fine. It's better to do 1 or 2 math problems than none. Do it every single day. Make it a routine, right? Make it something you do every day. Make it a non-negotiable part of your day, something that you're going to do every single day. And what happens is when you do it every day and it becomes a routine, it's like it builds. It's like if you worked out a little bit it's like if you did a couple push-ups every morning or a couple crunches every morning, or some jumping jacks. If you did a little bit every day, you'll slowly get stronger and slowly get more fit. It's the same way with mathematics. If you do it every day, you'll slowly get better at it. Most people don't like this advice because, one, everyone wants to overdo it, right? We live in a world of extremes. I mean, we're all that way. We want to sit down and do math for 10 hours, right? We want to learn as much as possible in one day. We want just someone to hook us up to a machine and learn, right? That's what we all want. But the reality is we are not machines, we're humans. So you have to just do a little bit, and you can't overdo it. There's another thing about doing it every day. If you're going to be doing math every day, and you say, I'm going to do 4 hours a day every morning, you're going to burn out, okay? You're gonna have a breakdown. So you're not going to make it, my friend. I always think about mathematicians who went crazy. I mean, maybe they were crazy before the mathematics, but yeah, there's been plenty of stories of mathematicians who lost their minds, famous ones. A little bit every day, right? You don't want to burn out. You don't want to destroy your mind. Your mind needs rest. It's a muscle. And when you wake up in the morning, your mind is fresh. So it's like you're ready to go. And if you wake up groggy, drink some water, drink some coffee, whatever it is you do in the morning, right? Get going, do it in the morning. Another reason to do it in the morning is because you probably have a busy life. I don't know what your life is like, right? I don't know you. You might have a wife, kids, a job, responsibilities, 10 classes. I don't know, right? Everyone's life is different. People have different responsibilities and different problems in life. And so by doing it in the morning, you're not taking time out of your day, right? So it's like you're creating extra time by waking up a little bit extra early and doing that little bit of math every single morning. And don't overdo it. By not overdoing it, by the way, it also allows you to do it, right? Because anyone can do this, right? You can find 15 minutes. I mean, what's 15 minutes, right? You can spend 15 minutes scrolling on Instagram watching lions fight hyenas, or you can spend 15 minutes doing mathematics, right? And those videos are cool, but this is not a nature channel. Those are great videos. 15 minutes. 15 minutes. That's all it needs. The fourth step, I would say, is give it 2 weeks, right? Give it 2 weeks. 2 weeks, you'll be a different person. You won't even know who you are. It's going to change you completely. Not only will you learn math, you'll learn discipline. You'll learn how to learn anything. If you can do something for 2 weeks every single day, it's going to change who you are as a person. You're going to come out feeling stronger, more confident, and feel like you can do anything in this world. Like you can conquer, right? It will make you feel unstoppable. So that's my advice. Those are the 4 steps. Step 1, I've gotten written down here. Pick a subject, have your reason, right? Make sure it's a good reason for doing it, because you're going to need that on those days when you want to quit. So have a good reason for learning what you want to learn. Again, you can't just say, oh, I want to learn this. No, learning is hard. It takes effort. And by the way, this is not that hard. It's just the consistency part. You have to do a little bit every day. That's the part that's hard. It's just doing a little bit every day. But those little incremental steps are going to let you learn mathematics. Most people don't do this. Most people don't have the discipline and the willpower to do mathematics first thing in the morning when they get out of bed. Right? They just don't, because they don't think it'll work, or they're tired, or they want to do something else, or if you want something, you have to go get it. Right? So go get it every single day. So step 1, find your reason and pick your subject with a reason. Step 2, get some books and courses. It honestly doesn't matter so much what books, it doesn't matter so much what books you get. The courses do matter. The reason the courses matter is, books are reputable. You can get any book. You can get my books, someone else's books. They're going to be pretty solid. It's a book, right? It's written by someone with some authority. It's correct. Very, very rarely will you find books full of math mistakes. There's 0 mistakes in any of my math books, right? So most math books don't have mistakes. Some do. I've found them, but it's a minority. And hopefully none of mine have mistakes. If you find one, email me, but they shouldn't, right? So books are like 100% solid. Courses, anyone can make a course, right? And sell it on the internet. So try to get reputable courses from people who know what they're talking about. My courses are solid. I'm sure I'm promoting myself, but they're solid. I've taught college for years, and these are college. They cover what you learn in college, right? They're solid. They're solid mathematics. It's not. I don't want to use bad words, but it's not crap mathematics, right? It's solid. It's clean. The presentation is clean. In books, the presentation is also clean, right? Because someone's putting their name on it and they're selling it. So books are usually more reputable than courses. Keep that in mind. So books don't matter so much. The courses do. Get both. 3, do it every day, right? In the morning, and don't overdo it, right? Don't overdo it. If you overdo it, it's like working out. You work out too much, what's going to happen, right? You're going to get sore. You're not going to be able to go to the gym the next day. You're going to hurt yourself. With mathematics, what will happen? You'll be burnt out. You won't be able to, it'll destroy you. You won't be able to study for your other classes a little bit, and hold back. You're going to have to hold back. It's like, okay, I've done one problem, I'm done. I want to do more, but no, I'm going to stop myself, and I'm going to go eat breakfast, or I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to get ready for class, or I'm going to get ready for work. So hold back, right? Don't overdo it. Very, very key. And the 4th step, give it 2 weeks and watch the results roll in. That's my advice. Anyways, I wanted to make this video because I know there's a lot of people out there trying to learn stuff, trying to learn mathematics, trying to learn physics. And it's easy to get caught up in you spend hours looking for the right book, hours looking for the right course and watching videos, but you don't do anything. You don't learn anything. So get to work. After you watch this video, decide what you want to learn, get a book, get a course, and get to work tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, get to work. 10, 15 minutes, just do it. Check out my book, check out my courses, links in the description, or get anyone else's books. It doesn't matter. Again, all math books are good. Even the ones that have mistakes, they don't have that many mistakes. Even the ones that have bad examples that are confusing, at least they're correct, right? So math books are pretty solid. Other subjects too, I don't want to talk bad about some. I've seen some engineering books that have some bad math, but that's just me being picky. Overall, they're all good. They're all good. There was an engineering book once that had some really, really bad mathematics. Anyways, I don't want to bash on engineers. It's solid. As always, stay strong, my friends.